I had a very, very humble beginning, and it was very tough. I had a father that was not always around. He did not function very well as a father in the family, and a mother that tried her best to feed her children. My dad even wanted me to become a doctor, but that never happened because he was never around, so he didn't get to call the children. But it was very hard. I was not the brightest student in school, so you can imagine we'll be about 26 in school, and I'll be taking the 23rd position. That is failure.
Family is at the core of society, and so it's time to shift culture and rewrite narratives that shape our world for the better. This is the Family Journal podcast.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm okay. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing okay. It's actually a good day. How is adulthood treating you?
From all the questions I thought you would ask, I did not know you would ask how adulthood is. But I will answer. Adulthood is not very fair to me right now. But to be honest, I don't think it is fair to anyone. It's just how you manage it, how you think you can manage it, how you go about it. For me, I am managing it well right now, and yeah, I'm doing my best.
To be honest, every single person who would listen to this would agree with you on 100 because number one, adulthood is annoying and we're not prepped for it. So yeah, we all agree with you.
Yeah.
So what is the first lesson that you will teach your kids on adulthood?
Okay. And this is very interesting. I would teach them how to make money from a young age. I would teach them how to source out the best skills to have in that particular time they are in, and how to use it
Hmm.
to make money so that they can at least start living more comfortable than other people. Yeah.
I like that. So you're basically saying that majority of the challenges we face as adults have to do with finances. That is what you're basically saying. Like the whole cross of adulthood is standing on finances.
Well, I am saying I'm saying what I am going through right now. I don't know about every other person, but I don't think it is everybody that has that problem of finances. How much they have in their accounts do not disturb them because
Yeah, true.
yeah, maybe they have like rich parents or rich uncles. This is spanning out from my own personal um journey. Yeah. So that is basically it. I don't think finances are the only problem that adults face. I will say it is one of them. I won't say it is the main problem.
Okay. I think I like your answer because truly finances is not the only thing. But anyways, it's good to have you.
Thank
You're welcome. You're welcome. We're continuing from the last topic we dealt on. We talked about identity, and I had interesting comments and messages from people saying, "Wow, I didn't know that. I needed to hear identity in this way." Tell me from your own experience and your perspective what you think about identity.
Identity for me is basically who I am. So when
Mhm.
someone asks me if someone asks me who my identity is, I'm going to basically say who I am. And it can be a tricky one. It can be a tricky one because I can be I, people can be a lot of things at different times. Yeah. So you just
Mm.
I say what's what in the context they are asking you in, you can say what you are in that context. I can give examples, but I think I'll leave it for future questions.
Okay, okay. So identity is who you are.
Yes, yes, identity is who I am.
So what is one childhood experience or memory that shaped your sense of identity?
I had very humble beginnings. Yeah, let me put it that way. I had a very, very humble beginning, and it was very tough. And it's helped me shape. When you experience life the way I experienced life, it will help you shape your persona faster. You immediately know what you do not want in life, and then you know exactly what you want in life. And it's helped me a lot because I had a father that was not very around. He was not always around. He did not function very well as a father in the family, and a mother that tried her best to feed her children. So immediately I got to understand that this is a way people live their lives, and this is exactly not how I would want to live my life with my children when I eventually
Mm.
become a father. So yeah, humble beginning can teach you a lot of things, and especially from my own family. Speaking from my own personal experience, I think myself, my sisters, and my brother, we have a strong sense of what we want in life because of the kind of family we had when we were little.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually very beautiful because we still have people who would come from very humble beginnings, like just the way you put it, and then they still don't even know what they want. They don't even know what their priority is. But okay, you guys have said this is it. This is what we want, and this is how we want it to be. Because there's something I've noticed. I don't know if I've told you before. You have this level of focus. You just okay. This is what I'm getting. I'm getting it, and I'm putting my best into it. I think I've told you that you're very devoted before. Yes.
Yeah, I think
Was there any time in your life that you struggled with the idea of who you are? Like, did you ever feel lost?
yes, yes. So okay, let me go back to our family. I know that I said the way I grew up helped me identify what I would want in life and what I would not want to have in my life, right? And
Yeah.
identity is is something that is like a journey, really, right? It's not. I don't. I
Mm,
don't think there's anybody who, if you have an idea of who you are, there are some times in life that you're not that person. You go against your own values sometimes, and then what happens that
mm,
not that person anymore? Are you not the person you think you are anymore? See, so identity is like it is a for me, I perceive it as a journey. You keep going, you see things that will question your you question who you are. So you go through some situations, and then you think that doing something contrary to your values is the best thing to do at that time. What happens then? Is it that you are not, if you go with the idea of doing that thing that goes against your values, are you saying you're not that person anymore? So identity for
mm.
me is a
Word.
journey, and you have to, for somebody to say they identify as something, you have to commit to it. But to really answer your question, yes, there are many times I felt lost in life. There are many
Mm,
times I really did not know who I was anymore because I was just not doing things that I thought were in line with who I was. So
mm.
I it was very messy. It is always very messy. It is not like you experience it once and it stops. It is something that would happen in the course of your life, in the journey of your identity journey. It's not like somebody is going through um a journey called identity. I mean, life itself would help you, would give you opportunities to form your identity, right? So there are times that you would go through some things and you're not that, and somehow you will just know. It is just something that would prick your conscience. It
Yeah.
is not. It does not go well with you, but you just have to do something at that time, and then you have to deal with the fact that you have just done something that is against who you thought you were. And starting again, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to start all over again and say, okay, this time I'm going to commit, this time I'm going to do the right thing, this time I'm not going to be somebody that is not who I think I am. So yes, a
Mm.
lot of times I felt lost.
Have you ever pretended to be who you're not? Just for a cause. It might be a job, a project, or someone. So it's like you're bending your personality for that person. Has it ever happened to you?
I do that a lot. I do that a
Wow.
lot. I I do that almost every single time I have something new coming my way. So the thing is that it is not you would immediately think it is bad to impersonate or think that you're impersonating somebody that you don't think you are at that time. But in in my own case, that is really not it. I do that because I think to myself and I say, okay, right now I am an introvert. I know that I've always been an introvert. I don't speak too much. But when I speak to people, they would tell you otherwise. They would say, no, I think Timmy is an extrovert. And if they want to classify me, they would say Timmy is somebody that talks a lot. But that is really not the case. That's not who I am. In my own time, I'm always quiet, but I just try to impersonate the extroverted version of me. I don't know if that makes sense. I try to so exactly what that means now is that I am trying to be I give myself a mental image of who the person that would fit that particular instance would be. I say, okay, this person should be an extrovert. This person should be confident. This person should speak very well. And then, because of God's grace, I would say, and my years of training in some areas, somehow I'll be able to pull it off. And then when I finish, I would listen and say,
Mhm.
this is really not me. I don't sound like myself. Who is this? So most of the time I impersonate myself, not because I want to be, not because I want to, uh, not for negative reasons, not for bad reasons, but because if I have said my identity is this, there are some things that should be in line, and I would want to act as such. But acting as such sometimes makes me feel like I am an imposter. I don't know if that is
Mm,
necessarily a bad thing.
mm, mm,
I
mm,
don't know.
mm, mm.
If that is a bad thing.
I'm getting, but I don't think it's entirely bad because it's just like you trying to put yourself out there. Okay. Sometimes we have to make like sacrifices. We have to, go beyond the normal, take risks,
Mhm.
just to ensure that things go well. And I'm sure that you're doing this maybe for work and for, just trying to connect
Yeah.
with people. Okay. So
Yeah.
then I don't think it's entirely bad.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, does that mean that every part of you that you've shown me as a friend, like, hmm, you've been showing me fake side, to me, I'll have you arrested.
No, no, no. That is really not the case. I do what is necessary for my relationships to bloom. Now, my default setting is not to
Mm-hmm.
really speak to anyone, like not to start any new relationship because it takes time and I will make a lot of mistakes because of
Mm-hmm.
my core. At my core, there's some things I've not been able to change yet, but
Mm.
yeah, I can say at the core of who I am, there are some things that are very flexible. I can just walk, I can phase through, I can just move and be someone else because I have some set of skills, I think. But yeah, everything I do is intentional, and I have an intention when I want to do anything. So if I really need to keep a friend, if I really need to start some kind of business or talk to somebody for funding, I would need to do what I need to do and be who I need to be to get that thing done. Now, like I said, it is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just trying my best to make sure that I get what I want. And it's not always selfish. It's not always selfish. I do that for other people
Mm.
also. Yeah, I do that for other people also because I know that I'm not just living for myself. There are some things I need to do to make other people happy, and I go out of my way to become someone else to make someone else happy. Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm. I get you. Let's just say you're putting your best foot forward, but you're just trying to, I don't want to say go out of character because surely sometimes introversion can rob you of certain things. That's the truth. Sometimes. So yeah. So
Okay.
was there any time like that that a certain failure or something you did not do well, was almost crazy to the point that it scarred you to thinking this is who you are? Was there a time like that?
Yes. Emphatically, yes. And thinking about it is just sad. So
Wow.
the thing is, in school, from my earliest years in school, I don't know what it was, but I don't think I had a good educational background to help me succeed in maths, physics, chemistry, basically anything science. But
Mm.
somehow my my parents, my dad even wanted me to become a doctor. But that never happened because he was never around, so he didn't get to call the shots. So eventually I became an engineer and I tried my best to become a good engineering student, but it was very hard. I was not the brightest student in school. So you can imagine we'll be about 26 in school and I'll be taking the 23rd position. Do you know what that is? That is
Wow.
very bad. That is failure. So that can make you develop an idea that there's people that were just meant to succeed, and there are some other people that were meant to fail. Like me, I was
Yeah, true.
I was meant to be in this class. I was meant to just stick here and not be the best. But as I grew, that changed. Now, the question is if that has scarred me. Yes, it has. Yes. Even till today, I always doubt myself when I want to start something new. You know,
Mm.
I've for the most part of my life, I've really not been the best at anything. And that is very sad. I had nobody to, help me go through this because nobody really knew. But I would say my parents knew because, of course, they were seeing all my results. They're the only ones that saw my results. So they did not really do anything about it. And this is where I'm going to give credit to my dear uncle. He helped me. He helped me gain some ground. He helped me know that being a success in academics and being a failure is totally dependent on what you do. It does not depend on how many heads you have, like they usually say, or some other. You have to put in the work to get results. He told me that, and that has helped changed or has helped cure that scar I have had for the longest time. Now it's not very easy to forget things like that or to cure injuries and wounds like that, but I would say I'm trying my best and I'm having a good time learning things that will help me become better.
Thank you for sharing that. Honestly, thank you. And shout out to your uncle.
Shout out to Uncle Austin. Thank you so much. If you ever hear this, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, sir, for what you did for.
For real, it's not everybody that has someone to encourage them to see their potential or what possible goodness can come from them. So shout out to him
Yeah,
and every other person who is doing this for anybody. So,
yeah. I'm smiling like a child right now because I am remembering all that he did for me and
oh,
others.
I'm sure those
Yeah,
memories are treasured by you.
yes, yes, they are. They are for sure.
Has anybody ever labeled you, whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing? Has that ever happened to you? And would you mind sharing what that label is?
Yes, I've gotten labels from my family. I've gotten labels from school. I've gotten labels from just people I meet every day, and most of them are good. I don't think I even deserve any of them because sometimes I feel like an imposter, like I said before. But
Mm,
yeah, from my family, uh, I was I was given a good label of being very neat, a very clean person. So I use
Mm-hmm.
that one with my style 2 times.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, from school, when I was in secondary school, I had the same label, and that affected me positively. It made me become more of what I was, and I think that is what labels can do to you. Now, if you have negative
Mm.
label, they can also shape you, like you said, affect your identity and make you become somebody that maybe you were not supposed to become. Now, in my case, having that good identity from my parents, from my family rather, and from school, it helped me form a good habit of being neat. Now I can proudly say I am a neat person, even if I don't like cleaning things, I will just say that I don't like being dirty. One of those things. But bad labels, I think the worst label I've ever heard in my life about me is that I am just too quiet, even to my own detriment. Now, there are some things that would happen,
What?
and remember, I said I'm an introvert.
Yeah. Yeah.
You will understand when I tell you. I promise.
Okay.
Now, there are some things that would require you to speak up. Some situations would require you to
Yeah.
speak up, right? I don't speak up even when I'm always seeing that I'm about to lose something. There's one time I felt like an animal because I was letting somebody talk. I don't want to go into details, but I was letting somebody talk against something, and somebody that I I held very dearly. I allowed it. It is one of those moments in my life where I just thought this is not who I am. I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to let this happen because now I feel like
Mm.
that was very bad. And I started giving myself a label from there. Can you imagine? I started giving myself my own label,
Wow.
and it was very, very
Wow.
negative. Like I said, I saw myself as an animal. I did not even qualify to be a human being because this is against everything I believe in. Yet I allowed somebody, I gave the person the environment, a very comfortable environment to speak against those things. That's very bad. So yeah, I think a couple of times I gave myself a label in school, especially when I was in the university when things were very, very, very amazing. But after then, I realized that, you know, I don't have to care about people that much to let them talk against things I hold dearly.
Wow. That's very deep. Honestly, it is.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I think I can understand you. There are times in my life when I wasn't able to speak up, and I think that's one of the things I started to advocate against. I used to say, "Open your mouth and talk." If your friend is doing any out.
you, you should really talk. And if I can add, say whoever it is that is listening to us now, it is really
Mhm.
important that you use your mouth because what you say, what you choose to say, and what you choose to not say is going to affect you in ways that might be more painful than somebody flogging you cane. Now, that
Mm.
cane, something that will just last for a while, but when imagine having a situation where you have to doubt yourself, and then when you're going through that same situation again, and then you're asking yourself, you that did this thing the other time, are you sure you are just not doing this because you are afraid or something? You just don't doubt.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's really bad. So yeah, I would just like to chip that in there.
Hmm. For real, though. Everybody open your mouth and talk. No person know they use hand they trick your eyes.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Timmy, if you had to sum up yourself in 3 words, what would those words be?
Well, creative, empathetic, and curious.
Okay. I like the curious part. Yeah, I agree with that part. Just because of the idea I told you about one time, I started probing. I was like, okay. So yeah. Uh, what is that one trait that you have that you're so proud of? Or you can mention, two to three of the traits that you have that you're proud of.
The first one, the creative I said when I was describing myself, I really love that trait. And if I were to come back to this world somehow, I would still love to be a very creative person. Now, I think everybody is creative in their own way, but
Yeah.
it is this spark that can lead you into something and be very creative in it. Now, take for example, personally, I have this thoughts about clean people. Recently, I started thinking, and I realized that clean people are also very creative people. I mean, they can be not every clean person is creative, but cleanliness in itself is creative, and that is the thought. Because me as a clean person that I would say I am, there's how I need and I want and I need things to be very arranged, and I pay attention to detail. Now, as a brand identity designer, as a designer, basically, you have to pay attention to detail. Every single arrangement needs to be there needs to be a reason why you're putting this thing here, right? And even when I arrange my room, I'm like, okay, I'm putting this one here because it will be easier for me to find. The books need to be here because they don't need to be
Yeah,
outside. You know,
exactly. Don't
they
let
very
me forget. Don't let me.
yeah, it is a very creative thing. And even God Himself that created us is I mean, is the ultimate designer. And if you look at how He created everything has a everything has a purpose. There's a reason why this is there, even
Mm.
if we don't immediately know it. It's just very beautiful how cleanliness is. Now I ask myself, okay, they say cleanliness is next to godliness. How? Because cleanliness is also a creative thing, and God is a creative person. So I mean, of course, cleanliness should be next to godliness, not because of cleanliness is just neat, but cleanliness is creative, and God is creative. He's the definition of being creative. So yeah, those are one of the traits I am proud
Mm.
of having, and I would want to have that in my next life. And I would also love my children to have that trait of at least just be creative. Just be creative, and then whatever other thing you think you want to do with your life, you can do. But I wish above all things that my children will be creative children. Yeah.
Mm. I actually think and have come to understand that everyone is creative. That's what I think. In fact, that's not just
Okay.
what I think. That's what I've come to understand because we can do different things in different ways. So a person can balance a book and another person will balance, but it's going to be two different ways. The problem is that we don't explore our creative sides enough as humans. So when we just see
Okay.
somebody do something, yeah, when we just see somebody do something out of the out of the ordinary, you're like, oh my god, this is too good. This is you don't even know that you have like so much potential to do something. I don't want to say more amazing than what that person has done because sometimes it's true, but something entirely different that would make the world marvel. So we all are creative. We don't just explore that side of our creativeness. Take, for example, people who have to think of what to eat, how to merge, people who create timetables like food. Somebody like me, I would struggle with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so people are creative with different things, but they just think that they are not. If they knew that even thinking of how to get to work and manage your time is creative and you can apply that to virtually every part of your life, I think you see many creative geniuses out there. So I know everybody was born creative because God is creative, and I mean, which made in His image and likeness.
I have something I would like to. Is it a question? Okay, I'm trying to understand. So you're saying everybody's creative, but
Yeah.
different levels.
Yes, exactly. At different levels.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So because people think when we talk about creatives, people think it's only for musicians,
Yeah.
artists.
Exactly.
content creator, designers. Oh, because all these things creative. So creativity is more than just designing something or making something. Look at the scientists, Newton, Lincoln. Look at them. They spend time thinking, processing their environment, just spending time in isolation, building up things, creating theories. That's creativity in itself.
Exactly. Yes, I agree with you. I agree 100%. I agree.
Okay. So, what is the first lesson you would definitely teach your kids about identity?
Okay, well, first off, I would love to give them an opportunity to explore a lot of decisions, and these are going to be within the I am a Christian. All right. First off, I am a Christian, so of course, my home is going to be a Christian home, and
Yeah.
in in that light, I'm going to help them explore a lot of different things, a lot of different things. Like some would eventually want to become a speaker and then become a like pastor, something like that. One would want to become a musician. I really would not know what they would want to become because they have their whole lives ahead of them and I cannot really forecast the future. But to help them figure out who they are, I would give them a lot of opportunities to try and succeed in some and fail in some and tell them where not to go and where to go. Personally, I don't even know how I turned out to become this person because I did not have anybody that paid so much attention to me to tell me that okay, you have to try this. My parents were they were not those kind of parents. They had other things to think about. So we found our own identity. I won't say ourselves. We had the help of God. I would help my children. They would know the ordinances of the Bible and use those information to help them explore paths, make mistakes, correct those mistakes, succeed, know their strengths, know where they are weak, and eventually choose a path to follow because I really think anybody can do anything. It's just a matter of if it is your purpose or not. So I'm just going to help them know how invincible they are by allowing them, giving them the opportunity to try a lot of options, maybe succeed at them, maybe fail at them, and help them go from there. Yeah.
I think your answer is perfect. I like it because we've always said that, like in the Christendom, we say things like your identity is found in God. Your identity is found in God. And growing up, I never truly understood identity. Like, what is this identity of a thing? Like, where can it be said? Because
Right.
people,
Yeah.
yeah, like people always define identity based on roles. Okay. It was lately that I got to learn that your identity is not your role. Oh, I'm a doctor, that's not your identity. The identity is not um, your past failures or even your achievements. So identity
Mm,
transcends all of these things. Yeah, that's what I got to discover. So because this is what people do, we just attach rules to ourselves. Like we don't, some people don't even truly know who they are, what they enjoy, what they love. So some people just, we bend and twist for our work. So there are some skills that you had to learn. There are some, just like you said, you had to put yourself out there because you are a very introverted person. So now, if they
yeah.
ask you, who are you outside of all this? Strip away these things because I'm saying this because somebody can be an athlete today and lose their legs and stuff happens. So would you say that this person's identity has changed just because they are no longer in sports? So identity transcends life events. It transcends your roles that you play. You can't even take on somebody else's identity because I mean I've seen a lot of crazy things out there. So identity is your essence as a human being, who you are. See me, wonderfully made for more, capable of so much. Like that is who you are, made in God's image. Make like that definitely says that whatever you try to do, whatever comes from you is going to be amazing because you are wonderfully made and you're made for so much more. So like that is how I define identity.
No, no, I totally agree with you. I don't think it is a very shallow thing for you to answer with your with that specific role. Maybe you're a doctor. I've seen people who have moved from being a doctor to being an accountant. You always thought your life was to be a doctor, and then identity should not be able to shift with the situations of life. You go here and then you're this person, you go there and you're another person. No, I see identity as seeing yourself in the highest level possible, knowing that you can be
Exactly.
not a doctor. It is not an accountant. It is I am looking for the word, but it is so much more than being a doctor or a footballer. It is way more than that. And until you look for something to spark the question, what is my identity? And start understanding what the word even means, identity. Like looking for the etymology of the word, going as far as if it has a Greek origin or a Latin origin. I think that would help people understand that identity is way more than that specific role you have at that time, or what you're trying to become, what's your job you're trying to get rather. So yeah, identity is a very big thing, a very long journey. And the thing about identity, I think, I know you can argue with me on this. I think we never get to that point where we are like, I am here. I am now in the place. Like I have been going through the journey of identity. I have arrived. I don't think there's anybody that has arrived really, because the more you go, the further back the line recedes, and then you're like, okay, there's now more that I can do. You start doing more things or start trying to get more values to become a better person. It's a lot. Identity encompasses a lot
Okay.
of things. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, so I agree with you. You said something about you as you're going through life, you're going to discover some more things. Of course, definitely, definitely. You discover more things about yourself. You would go through different phases. But I like to see those as a result of your existence on this earth. So every other thing that is going to happen, yeah, like every other thing that's going to happen after now is as a result of you, this uniquely, amazingly, wonderfully made being existing on this earth. These are results of Kimi existing. So that's how I like to see that particular thing you just explained. Yeah, I don't know. I
That's
guess.
very that's a very clear perspective. I like that.
Okay. Thank you. So, what emoji best describes you?
The laughing emoji, the one where you have that teardrop coming out from the eyes, that one. Yeah. And
Why?
now the other one that has the same emoji but not with the cherry eye drop thing, because I sometimes, man, even myself, have you made yourself laugh before? Like,
I
I know you have.
do.
Sometimes I feel like I'm crazy, man. I just stay on my own and then I make myself laugh. And apparently, I have a way of bringing in that vibe when I'm speaking with someone, if it's a friend or even my family members. They know me as that person that they can just talk to, and then I'm not always that serious unless I just want to be for. Sometimes I don't even know the reason why I want to be serious. I just want to be. But yeah, the laughing emoji, that's the one that when you open your keypad, and then when you click on emoji, that first one you see, that first one is the one that's best.
Yes,
Yes.
such a laugher. If I walked in your shoes for a day, what is the one advice you'd give me?
I'm not sure we wear the same size of. I wear 46. I'm sure you
Sorry.
32. I'm sure you wear like 42, 3, but yeah, I get your question. I would give you this advice. I would say be very real. Do not fake anything. And I will tell you that because
Mm.
not have a lot of things to care about because I mean you would be literally you would just be in my body for that day and you would not have all my memory. So I'll just tell you, be very honest. It doesn't matter who you hurt. Be extremely honest to everybody and keep being honest. Don't compromise your honesty. Always be honest. That's what I would advise you.
Okay. If your identity had a theme song every time you walked into the room, what song would that be?
Do you know that song by Ashake? The name of the song is Basquiat, I think it is not your everyday song. It's not, I don't even think it's popular, but I think people would know that song. Right now, I don't even need to think about it. That's the song that just came to my mind because that song, it's it gives me a sense of adventure. And right now in my life, I am going through that phase. I am I am being adventurous right now for a long time now. I think for the past 1 year. I have been trying new things. Yeah, that song, every time I listen to it, it just fits in. I don't even need to pretend to like it is just there. It's not that I love it, but it describes who I am and what I'm doing right now.
Hmm. I like that description. I like it. If your identity had a marketing billboard, what would it say?
You can be the best version of yourself. Immediately you decide that it is who you want to be. There's nothing that would want to stop you that you will not be able to handle. That's a lot of words, but I think I'm
Hmm.
going to. I'll give it a couple of words that would really describe or define what I'm trying to say. Yes.
As you were talking, I was just imagining like people driving past and reading that, especially maybe somebody just trying to make a very hard decision and just reading that, like, that's powerful.
It is very powerful, and it will instantly in that moment it will give you this sense of ability, like you have
Yeah.
power. You get so it just gives you hope, and that is one of the things I
Mhm.
love doing. I like being that beacon of light in situations, and I love giving people hope that they can do something, even if me myself sometimes I need it from other people, which is normal. But I really love being that person that shows people that you can be your best. And
Hmm.
the moment you decide that this is who you want to be, you can take steps to become that person. Nothing is stopping you from becoming that person.
Thank you so much, Timmy, for being on the Family Journal. Guys, before we go, I want to say that Timmy is an identity brand designer. And if you are still, running up and down, racking your heads, thinking of how to put your business out there, he's your guy. So, my guy, tell them what you can offer them.
I did not know I would have this opportunity, but yeah, I am a brand identity designer and I am also a web developer. I design websites that convert, not just beautiful websites. I do things that actually help people make money. So if you're in the business of making money, just come to my DM. I believe somehow you'll be able to easily find me now. So wherever you find me, come to my DM. Let's talk and let's get you hooked up.
Anyways, anybody who wants to reach out to him can go through me, or probably I'll, just put word out there for you. But then, thank you again for showing up and sharing your story with us. I'm sure a lot of people out there would learn a thing or two, and then, to have hope that no matter how bad things are, everything can eventually get better. Thank you. Any last words?
Yes. First off, I would say thank you so much for this opportunity. I really did not think I would ever be posted in Family Journal. Thank you so much. And yeah, I would say to everybody that feels confused right now, because I know that that is the case for most young people. It is you're not on the wrong track. It is okay to feel overwhelmed and confused sometimes, but you have to part of the things that makes you who you really are when you talk about identity is being committed to the things that you're already doing or the things that you believe in. Don't tell lies. Now, this can sound very childish if you think about it when I say don't tell lies, but when you say things you don't believe, it distorts your identity. Always say things you
Hmm.
believe, and a bit of truth will help you develop a strong identity that would also help other people develop their own identity. And imagine a world where people just help people develop their identity and they know who they are. It is a very beautiful society I see. So yeah, don't tell lies, say things you mean, say things you believe, and you will become the best version of yourself when you commit to your journey. Yeah, that is all I have to say. Again, thank you again, Jane, for having me on the Family Journal. I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you too for, honoring my invitation. I'm truly glad. Because Timmy is a very busy man, always busy. It takes time for me to drag him to do anything.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Okay, so guys, you know how we do it now. I remain your family member, Jane Adele, and this is the Family Journal.
Thank you for listening to the Family Journal. To share your story or your topics with us, reach out to us on familyjournalstories@gmail.com. If you want to keep it anonymous, you can reach out to us on Instagram at the Family Journal and get the anonymous link in our bio. Thank you.